You can't see beyond your beliefs. That's the statement that we're wanting to say to you. You cannot see or receive beyond your beliefs. So if you have a belief that you cannot do something because you have not yet done it, or you cannot do it because someone told you it's not likely that you can do it, if you've practiced a belief that is one way, even though source energy is sending you endless streams of consciousness and energy and opportunities to discover. So what do you do about that? How do you get your beliefs out of the way? Well, first we want to say to you, you don't need to worry about getting them out of the way, because your inner being, the source within you, will always find a path to lead them to you. Just now, Esther is ready to go out the door. She'd taken her jewelry off. She'd left it scattered all over the table where the television is. She was all loaded up. She had everything in her purse, water, cough drops in case she coughs, something to wipe her nose. In other words, she was prepared to come. And she had her hand on the door, and then she thought, I wonder how my hair looks. So she walked back in, and on her way to the mirror saw that she'd left her jewelry there. Well, now, don't you think that's nice? You see what we're getting at? You are always guided to the path of least resistance. Your inner being is always taking you over here, and then over here, and over here, and over here, and over here. Because you're easy to lead over there. It's easy to get Esther to look in the mirror to see if her hair looks all right. That's one of the easiest things we ever accomplish with Esther. And so what we're wanting to say to you is there is always a path of least resistance. There's always a way to get you in the vicinity of something that you want to know, but you stubbornly are not allowing yourself to know. We just want to say to you, we think you're going about it the longer, harder way. We think that you could lighten up. We think that you could begin bridging some of those beliefs. We think you could begin to do some focus wheels where you begin to make notice of your positive aspects, where you begin to look at things that are working, where you begin to change your negative expectation. When you make a list of positive aspects, things that are working out for me in this way, and this way, and this way, and this way, it softens negative expectations about the things that you believe have not yet worked out for you. You see what we're getting at? You are vibrational beings, and you live in a vibrational universe. And even more important than understanding that, you are an extension of source energy who knows you and loves you and knows where you stand in every moment in time in relationship to what you want, and is guiding you in the way that you can most translate it into something meaningful for you all day, every day. So you come to a gathering like this, and we like that so much because we get to chew with you about the nitty-gritty of your life experience. But what we really want to shine a light on for you is that your life has caused you to ask, and you have launched more than we can count vibrational requests or rockets that have been answered by source. And they exist in a vibrational reality, not yet manifested in many cases, in a vibrational reality, and the inner being within you knows the logical trail to lead you from where you are to where you want to be on every subject important to you. And so we want you to know what an extension of source energy that you are. And we want to simply help you to simply find ways of releasing the negative comments and the negative expectations, to begin practicing the anticipation of things working out for you. In other words, what we really want, because we know it is the swiftest path to everything that is important to you, what we really want is to help you find a way to feel your own blessedness, your own worthiness. We want to help you soften that negative story you tell and replace it with positive expectation that things are always working out for you. It's so much fun to watch you from what you may very well see as our aerial view, because we see you in relationship to everything that you want and in relationship with everything that you are moving about within. And it is thrilling to us when you begin to drop those barricades those walls of self-hatred or self-doubt, those walls of negativity that you're pointing toward others out of your own insecurity. We want to show you how to guide your own thoughts into positive expectation. And most of all, we want you to accept the premise that we know with everything that we are, and we are everything, that things are always working out for you. And if you don't know that, then you got some thinking to do. So,
when you were talking about beliefs in the beginning, I think about beliefs a lot, and I've enjoyed, maybe for 20 or 30 years, noticing that I have a belief that's just a belief and that it isn't a fact.
It's just a practiced thought with momentum because it's been practiced.
Yeah.
So it carries some weight.
So the pleasure that I've had is when I've noticed something like, me or humans thinking you can't do this or we don't do that, and you don't even notice that you think that. And then, so the pleasure has come from the actual realizing, oh, that's just a belief. I don't necessarily know what I do believe, but now I've recognized I don't have to have that anymore.
Before you go further, because we like where this is going, but we want to put something stable down on this path that is unfolding. So, a belief is a wonderful thing, because a belief is focus. And a belief, law of attraction, will actualize around and turn into reality. And so, beliefs are good.
Great.
And what makes them so good is that there's always another one and another one and another one and another one and another one. That's why we say you never get it wrong and you can't get it done. And so let's say you hold a belief and it's not a pleasing one, but it's showing up in your experience because it's an active vibration with lots of momentum. The wonderful news is you can alter that belief. You can adjust that vibration in order to accomplish something that you want. It's like Groundhog Day. Did you see Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Jerry and Esther turned it on and didn't know what they were watching. And it was confusing because they got in the middle of it and they couldn't figure out what was happening. But once they caught on that this person was getting to relive that day over and over again and fix the things that weren't working so well when he'd lived it before. So he just got better and better and better. He said things to women that were insulting to them, and then he modified it, and they were still insulting to them. And he just kept changing it until they smiled instead of slapping his face. That really is what it's like in this vibrational universe. You get to keep modifying your belief for your own personal pleasure.
Well, so the reason that I raised my hand is that I have enjoyed noticing beliefs. And I've heard you make mention about beliefs are just thoughts you keep thinking, and this current conversation about momentum. And what I was just wondering is, are there, I don't mean to say beliefs that we should believe in, but are there beliefs we should believe in? I mean, is there...
Well, here's the answer that you're looking for. So you accept the longevity of your beingness, and you accept that you are an extension of source energy, and you are sifting through contrast, and you are, from your personal experience, asking for more. And that your inner being is there in that vibrational reality, becoming the more that you keep asking for. And when you reemerge into non-physical, you reemerge into all that you've become. So yes, there is a platform of beliefs, if you want to call it that your inner being knows, that are proven throughout everything. Beliefs such as love is the only vibration that comes from source. And everything that you live as you reemerge into non-physical shores up that belief. So your inner being knows that there is only love. And when you find hatred, you feel the discord. And so you can find the belief that your inner being believes, that source believes, through learning what your guidance system is telling you. By learning that when you're having a really strong negative thought about someone and you're pushing really hard and you're trying to dig up as much as you can to push against them, and it feels so awful to you while you're doing it, you got to know your inner being just isn't doing that. Now, your inner being may not be all sunshine and roses on the same topic. In other words, your inner being isn't trying to influence you to something different, but your inner being is not going where you're going relative to that. Your inner being steps back always into that more general place of love.
So my inner being may not be having a positive thought about that particular thing. My inner being is just more backed out to where it doesn't look so positive or negative.
Esther said to us on many occasions, especially in the early days and yesterday, apparently you need more information about this person. How can you possibly stand in your joyful, loving place knowing what I know about this? So the answer is, we are not staying in our joyful, loving place, focused as she is focused. We're not focused as she is focused. We've backed out. It's easier to love humanity than it is that rascal.
Yeah.
We have the ability to find things that we love about everyone. And it's not us challenging what your thoughts are. It's that we always just stand in that place of giving everyone the benefit of the doubt. And when you do that, you're in a much more aligned place. Much more aligned, therefore powerful, therefore clarity, therefore strength, therefore. So what your inner being is actually saying is, if that experience that we've been describing together were verbalized, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would not see that as a big enough reason to pinch ourselves off from all of this.
Okay. I agree. So you could just believe in the law of attraction and believe in love.
And you see, now think about what we were just saying earlier, to pay the very intensive price of happiness. What if you just always backed off from anything that didn't feel good and tried to find a thought that did feel good, so that you just stayed consistently in alignment with who you are? Think about what your point of attraction would then be. And think about how the rascals would not be rendezvousing with you. We've been saying for a long time that one who's connected to this stream is more powerful than millions who are not. But most people, when faced with a situation, don't get in alignment there. They join the lower vibration to see who can win under those conditions. And so they give up all their leverage and their clarity and their power. So we think this is a good time to talk about thoughts turning to things. So first, it's a vibration. That's what's in your vortex. And then law of attraction is responding to that vortex. And these vibrations are becoming more and more and more and more until they actually become thoughts that you could receive. So all of a sudden you get an idea of something you want. Do you recognize that statement and how it feels to you when that happens? That feeling of, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'd like to do that. Doesn't matter if it means take a walk or take a bath or go to the beach or write a letter or watch a television program. It doesn't matter what the idea was that came. But when that idea comes, you have translated vibration into a thought. You were in the receptive mode when that thought came. The question that we want to put to you, and it's really what you're talking about beliefs. What vibrational point of view were you holding when that thought came? When that thought occurred to you, were you in this high flying, tuned in, tapped in, turned on, in love with life, tuned into your inner being, source, energy, love, clarity, well-being, freedom? Were you in that vibration? Or were you in a vibration of worry or vulnerability? You're always in the receptive mode of something. We just want you to begin asking yourself, what am I in the receptive mode of? Why are vibrations turning to thoughts? And why are those thoughts turning to things? And every time it's because of the consistency. Every time it's because of what you're wanting to talk about. It's the belief. Because all a belief is a thought that you keep thinking. All a belief is a belief that has enough momentum to turn from a vibration to a thought, and it has enough momentum to turn from a thought to a thing, to an experience along the way. So that's why, over time, we've been wanting to help you not try too hard to wrestle anything to the ground and kill it. We just want you to take a step back, take a breath, see if you can get more into the receptive mode of who you really are, because your inner being is full of great ideas about how to get you from where you are to where your inner being really knows you want to be.